So, my first HYROX, done and dusted. 1 hour, 22 minutes and 58 seconds. Not too bad for a first go, especially at 42. Honestly, I'm proud of that, but I'm also competitive, and I know I've got more in the tank. The next one's already booked, HYROX Manchester, end of January, and I want to bring that time down. So where do I go from here? And what's next? So looking back at the race, I can see exactly where I lost time. The first area I think was the running. I started off too cautious, and the HYROX Fit app shows that when I've downloaded my stats. I went off too cautious, that meant that I lost time in the first 3 runs, and then by the time I picked up my pace and was running faster than other people, I'd already lost too much time. It was tough then to be able to claw it back. And then there were the burpee broad jumps, and if I'm honest, I was very naive with how I was going to do them. I don't find burpee broad jumps too taxing, but when I threw that in to what I'd already done as part of the HYROX race and actually got to that station, then I was not in a position to be able to do the burpee broad jumps as fast as I needed to do under fatigue. That meant that my heart rate rose way too fast, and I ended up suffering then on the second run, and it was only until the row that I managed to get my heartbeat down. So burpee broad jumps have got to be a focus. And then there was the sandbag lunges, and this is where my race really struggled at this point. I did this station and I think it was over 6 minutes, and I need to substantially cut that time down to run the HYROX race faster. My legs were not able to deal with it, if I'm honest. I think I need to be focusing on more on my strength and especially the control of the lunges. I found that day that my knee was slamming into the ground. I was struggling to do more than 5 and 6 in a row, and frankly, my legs just weren't strong enough or conditioned enough to do them. And if I'm honest, I never really recovered from the lunges after that point, because by the time I got to the wall balls, my legs were seriously fatigued, and my plan on how I wanted to do the wall balls completely fell apart. So that's where the focus is. It's going to be on running under fatigue, it's going to be the burpee broad jumps, and it's going to be the sandbag lunges, especially when we're talking about the strength and control of that movement. So what now? Now look, at 42, I can't hammer a session every single day and expect to bounce back easily by the next morning. Recovery when you're in your 40s takes a lot more thought and planning. But that doesn't mean that the progress is going to stop. It just means that I have to train and recover a lot smarter. So my next race is Manchester in January, and the time between now and then, my focus is really clear. So yeah, I'll be doing more sessions that combine running with functional strength, because ultimately, that's what HYROX is. Look, it's not just fitness in isolation. It's strength, speed and endurance all rolled into one. So what does today's workout look like? So what I'm going to do is a 2 kilometre warm up on the treadmill. Then I'm going to go into a 500 metre run at my 10k pace, which is about 4:25 to 4:30 a kilometre. We'll see how we're feeling on that. Then into 30 burpees outside. Back in here for a 500 metre run. Back outside for 40 walking lunges. I'm going to be doing that with 20 kilograms total, 10 in each hand with the dumbbells. Then back into a 500 metre run. Then into 20 wall balls. Now I have made my own DIY target, because I think when I was doing the HYROX, my first 3 were no reps, and I think part of that was I just wasn't used to hitting the target. So I've made my target, I've done it 3 meters off the ground. That'll give me something to focus on. So once I've done the wall balls, back in here and then repeat. And I'm going to do that for 60 minutes. So that's enough talking. Let's get on with the workout. where we're at. That's the first HYROX workout in the bag following the race. At this point now, all I'm sort of thinking about is the next one. As part of this channel, I'll be sharing workouts, I'll be sharing my routine, I'll be sharing what I'll be doing in order to prepare for Manchester. There may be other things in the way. It's not unusual for me to just randomly sign up for a 10k here and there. Yeah, if you're in your 40s and you're signed up for Manchester, let me know. Let's do it together, you know, especially if we're in the same wave. It'd be great to hear who is out there and who's doing it as well, and who's in a similar part of their journey as I am. So it's all about HYROX Manchester. The goal for that one will be to run faster, move better, and let's see what this 42-year-old can really do. So come January and come HYROX Manchester, I'm planning to run a lot faster than 1:23. So come with me on this journey, like this video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.